So graphing points and linear functions. So in this video, we're going to learn how to graph a point and the linear function. So how do we graph a function? So we're going to learn how to graph a function using a table of points. So first of all, we're going to learn how to graph a point in a Cartesian system. And the Cartesian system is as such, it's the orthogonal system. It's the X and Y system, and it's divided into 4 quadrants. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. So we're going to be learning how to graph points in a Cartesian system. So for the first example, we're going to be graphing 2, 3. So the X coordinate is 2 and the Y coordinate is 3. So keep in mind, always the first component is for the X coordinate and the second component is the Y coordinate. So we're going to go horizontally 2 units to the right because 2 is positive, and 3 units up because 3 is positive. So it's not similar to this point. So this point here actually has coordinates 3 and 2. And this point is located in the first quadrant. Now for the second point, 2, 4, keep in mind 2 is positive and 4 is also positive. So we're going to be going 2 units to the right and 4 units up. And this point also is located in the first quadrant. Now -3 and the Y coordinate is 5. So since the X coordinate is negative, so we're going to go to the left 3 units and we're going to go up by 5 units. So if this is negative, we'll go to the left. So far we have the Y coordinate positive, and this point also, with coordinates -3, 5, is located in the second quadrant. -4, -2. So this is negative, so we're going to go to the left because it's negative, and the Y coordinate is negative. We're going to go down now. Instead of going up, we're going to go down. So we're going to go horizontally 4 units to the left and vertically 2 units down, and this point is located in the third quadrant. Now we have 3, -2, so we're going to go horizontally 3 units to the right and 2 units down, and this point is located in the fourth quadrant. Now 4, 0, this point is on the x-axis, just 4 units to the right. And then we have 0, -2. This point is on the y-axis and 2 units down. So these are not in any quadrant. The last 2 points we saw. Now we're going to evaluate the function at the given value. So f of 5, anytime we have a function of x, 3x squared minus 5, and we need to evaluate that function, we look at the variable and we replace that variable with the value we have. So f of 5 is going to be 3 times 5 squared minus 5. So 3 times 25, that's 75, minus 5, that's 70. It means there is a point on this graph which coordinates 5, 7. F of -3, similarly, we're going to replace x by -3. Now, -3 squared, that's 9. 9 times 3, that's 27. 27 minus 5, that's 22. It means there is a point on that graph which coordinates -3, 22. And this is what it means. Now we're going to start by graphing linear functions. So we learned first how to graph a point. Now we're going to start graphing a linear function. So first of all, If I want to graph y equal 3, that's a horizontal line that goes through 3. I don't need to take a table of points for this one. So that's a horizontal line that goes through the point 3. Now, if I want to graph x equal -2, that's a vertical line that goes through -2. Now, if I don't have a vertical line, I can take a table of points, and honestly, you only need 2 points to graph a line, but it's okay. We're going to practice evaluating a function, so we're going to take a table of points. So when x equal -1, we just replace x by these values to get y. So notice -1, that's +1. When x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, y is -1. And when x is 2, y is -2. Now we're gonna plot the points. So we have 2, -2, 1, -1, 0, 0, and -1, 1. We have these points, join them, we get our line. Now, if we have y equal -2x plus 3, similarly, we're going to take a table of points. So when x is 0, I'm just going to do couple y equal -2 times 0 plus 3, that's 3. When x is 1, so first we did when x is 0, when y is 1, so that's y equal -2 times 1 plus 3, so that's -2 plus 3, that's 1. Let's do another one. When y is 2, y equal -2, so we're just replacing x, times 2 plus 3, so that's -4 plus 3, that's -1. And this is how we got these values. We can actually do the last one. And the function doesn't have to be linear. Also, we can do this method with any function given. Just replace x to get y. So the last one, so we're doing the last one. So that's -2 times 3 plus -3 plus -3. So it should be -3. So -2 times 3 plus 3, I don't know why I got it as -3, so that's -6 plus 3, that's -3. All right, now we have these points. So we have 0, 3, and we have 1, 1, then we have 2, -1, and then we have 3, -3. Join the points, and we get our line. So this line is the one with equation -2x plus 3. Now we call this point the y-intercept. So it's a point on the y-axis. And notice also the coordinates of that point. Always the y-intercept has an x-coordinate of 0, 3. So we call this point the y-intercept. Another example, Now here we have a line not written in slope-intercept form, and we need to graph it. So we're just going to use the intercept, because actually you don't need to take a table of points. You just need 2 points. So we're going to take one on the x-axis, which we call it the x-intercept, and one on the y-axis, which we call it the y-intercept. So to find the y-intercept, we're going to replace x by 0. So this will become 12 negative 6 times 0 plus 3y. So we have 3y equal 12, which gives me y equal 12 divided by 3, that's 4. So that's my first point. So my first point is 0, 4. And we call this the y-intercept. Now we need to find the other point. The other point, we're going to replace y by 0. So we're going to have 12 equal negative 6x plus 3 times 0, that's 0. So keep in mind this quantity is 0. So now we're going to have 12 equal negative 6x. Therefore x negative 12 divided by 6, that's negative 2. And that's how we got the 2 points. So this is negative 2, 0, and this one 0, 4. Join them, and that's my line. So that's 12 equal negative 6x plus 3y. Again, this one is 0, 4, and this is my y-intercept, and this one is negative 2, 0. So my y-intercept and my x-intercept. A football is thrown by a quarterback to receiver. The points in the figure show the height of the football in feet above the ground in terms of its distance in yards from the quarterback. We need to use this information to solve the problem. Okay, what's the first problem? Keep in mind the horizontal distance, we have it in yards, and the vertical distance, we have it in feet. So this is the point, and we're going to be asked questions about this point. Find the coordinates of this point, the one that is blinking. Notice I have the increments on the x-axis. They are by 3, so 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 18, 21, 24. So we have increments of 3. So I can tell the x-coordinate is 3, and the height is very clear, is 8. So the coordinates are 3 and 8. Now what does that mean? So as the football moved the distance of 3 yards, because it has the x coordinate 3, the height was 8 feet.